Fly is the 10th episode of the third season of the American television drama series Breaking Bad, and the 30th overall episode of the series. Written by Sam Catlin and Moira Walley-Beckett and directed by Rian Johnson, it aired on AMC in the United States and Canada on May 23, 2010. Plot: Walt is in his condo, and it's 2 in the morning. He lies in bed, staring up at his smoke detector's flashing indicator light. Later that day, at Gus's industrial laundry, workers punch a time clock. "I'm surprised he doesn't make us do that," Jesse comments to Walt. Downstairs, the partners scrub equipment as Jesse describes how hyenas acknowledge their pack leader's superiority by literally licking his junk. The maintenance complete, Walt pores over calculations. Their meth yields are consistently short, he concludes. Jesse suggests that spillage, evaporation, and condensation may all account for the discrepancy. Walt rejects these hypotheses, though he admits that the vestiges left from their cooking process could possibly account for a portion of the missing meth. After Jesse leaves for the day, a buzzing fly that's loose in the lab distracts Walt. Worried about contamination, Walt tries to kill the fly, his efforts becoming increasingly desperate and dangerous. Balancing on the outer rail of the lab's catwalk, he lunges at the fly with a broom and falls to the concrete floor. Once Jesse returns, he's told there's been a contamination, and is relieved when he learns the problem is simply a housefly. However, Walt is able to convince him that the fly is a problem. Jesse then suggests that Walt and he go outside for fresh air and think of a way to kill the fly. Once Jesse is outside of the lab, Walt takes Jesse's keys and immediately locks him out. After this, Walt continues attempts to kill the fly but is unsuccessful. Right when he tries to swat the fly, his accuracy is broken by Jesse's countering for being locked out by shutting off the main electrical circuit breaker to the lab. Jesse comes back with non-toxic fly paper and a more efficient fly swatter than the one Walt has handmade. Jesse puts some sleeping pills into the coffee he makes for Walt, in an attempt to give Walt some much-needed sleep, and get Walt out of the way so Jesse can complete the cook. Walt and Jesse proceed to talk about their families. Walt admits he should have died already, and by missing the perfect moment to die, he's failed by not leaving the family sufficient money and then dying while they will still miss him, fondly. Walt tells Jesse that he met Jane's father at a bar, the night she died. When they realize the fly is near the ceiling, Jesse climbs a ladder up to swat at it, asking Walt to hold the ladder's base so it doesn't collapse and Jesse isn't injured. While Jesse is swatting at the fly, a remorseful Walt apologizes repeatedly for Jane's death. Jesse, not knowing that Walt let her die, says her death isn't Walt's fault, Jane's fault, or anybody's fault. Jesse then says that he misses Jane, and starts swatting at the fly harder. A silently sobbing Walt begins to fall asleep. Jesse eventually is able to smash the fly with a rolled-up newspaper, and it falls to the floor, dead. Walt isn't awake to see the fly fall, and Jesse lays him on a couch to sleep. Later, outside the industrial laundry, Walt warns Jesse that if Gus finds out Jesse's been skimming meth, he won't be able to protect him. Back at his condo, Walt wakes to the sound of a fly buzzing. He stares up at the smoke detector and watches a fly land on the blinking light. Production: the episode was written by Sam Catlin and Moira Walley-Beckett, and directed by Rian Johnson. It aired on AMC in the United States and Canada on May 23, 2010. Along with extras in The Laundromat, Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul are the only 2 actors who appear in the episode. Series regulars Dean Norris, Betsy Brandt, and R.J. Mitt are credited, but do not appear. Anna Goon's voice is heard in the episode, but it is reused audio from the second season episode Phoenix. Series creator Vince Gilligan has referred to Fly as a bottle episode, noting that the limited setting and cast allowed for a slower pace and deeper exploration of character traits and motives. Even if financial realities didn't enter into it, I feel as a showrunner that there should be a certain shape and pace to each season, and the really high highs that you try to get to at the end of a season are the big dramatic moments of action and violence, the big operatic moments you're striving for I don't think would land as hard if you didn't have the moments of quiet that came before them. The quiet episodes make the tenser, more dramatic episodes pop even more than they usually would just by their contrast. Reception, viewership. The episode's original broadcast was viewed by 1.20 million people, which was a decrease from the 1.62 million of the previous episode, Kafkaesque. It has the second lowest number of viewers on its original broadcast of any Season 3 episode, just in front of Half Measures. Reviews. Many have remarked that Fly is the show's most polarizing episode. It has been widely praised by critics, and several publications have ranked it one of the series' finest episodes, particularly for its cinematography and directing, and for the dynamic between Walt and Jesse. On the other hand, the episode received a very mixed reception from audiences, some ranking it among the worst episodes. Donna Bowman of the AV Club gave Fly an A grade, praising Rian Johnson's direction and remarking that the episode would have been stellar even with more conventional direction, but with the unhinged images and bold juxtapositions Johnson provides, it's one of the most distinctive hours of television we're likely to see this year. Alan Sapinall, writing for HitFix, speculated that Fly may be the best bottle show ever, and remarked in the subtitle of his review that the budget-saving approach ended up leading to an instant classic. In 2013, Matt Zoller Seeds, writing for Vulture, named Fly the greatest episode of the entire series, calling it a perfect Breaking Bad episode and a perfect hour of television. The same year, the episode was ranked number 5 in Entertainment Weekly's list ranking all the show's 62 episodes from best to worst, with Darren Franick writing, "Some people despise Fly for its artsy pretensions and its go-nowhere plot arc. Others frankly think it belongs much higher on this list. But we can all agree that Fly is one of the great bottle episodes of the new golden age of TV." The episode's negative reception centers primarily around its lack of plot development and action. One of the few critics who had negative opinions about the episode was Tasha Robinson of the AV Club, who wrote that she hated it in an article in which numerous writers for the site discussed what they thought was the worst episode of a great show. References. External links: Fly at the official Breaking Bad site, Fly at the Internet Movie Database, Fly at TV.com.